Hello, welcome to the Consistently Rolling Show. I am your girl, Consistent. And Lil. And Lil and Lil. Come in and Lil. Okay, well, maybe he'll come back. I am your girl, Consistence. We decided to pop up on the scene with you guys today. I hope that your 4th of July, Independence Day, whatever it is that you want to call it, went well this weekend and everyone enjoyed all the festivities. We wanted to come here and talk to you guys about a few things that was on our minds or, have a little chit chat. Please come and join us. Comment. You can also join us live and have a conversation however you feel fit to do. So let's try to get in Lil back in here. Hopefully he'll come back and join us. Um I guess we had a couple of things that we wanted to talk about. For one, I don't know if you guys saw, but one of the things that I saw over this weekend was the fire that was on the water in the Gulf of Mexico. That was kind of crazy to me. Um, it was crazy looking. Not only that, there were other fires as well that was on the water. I don't know if you guys saw those, but we're going to dive into that. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is the Navy did a bombing in the water a few weeks ago. I think we talked about that, but I want to get some more information or in depth about that. I also want to talk about what did I tell you guys I was going to talk about, which was the gods of Egypt. So hopefully we'll be able to get into that soon. But yeah, there will be plenty of things for us to dive in. Like again, please comment, join us in on the conversation. We're kind of waiting for Enlil to get back in here so that we can have this little reunion. Um, as you do know, it is called Consistently Rolling because I'm consistent and he's always rolling on the road. And we decided to do this podcast because we have conversations with each other all the time about different things and phenomena that go on in the world. And because we do so, I or we decided that hey, why not? Why don't we just have a podcast and talk about it? And whoever want to join in can join in on a conversation. And Lil, are you back with me?
Oh yeah, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back.
Okay. So I
Uh,
was
ah,
kind of saying that we wanted to talk about the couple of fires that was on the water over the weekend. I wanted to touch some more about the Navy bombing the water in Florida,
mhm.
and also we were supposed to talk about the gods of the Egypt. We wanted to get into that too, but before we got into all that stuff, was there anything else you wanted to talk about?
I think that was it. The touching bases. Yeah, I kind of lost signal there. Then I had a phone call come through, and then I had to uh re sign in and all that kind of good crap. But
Okay. So what
yeah,
have
we
you?
good.
All right. So where you want to start?
Oh man, so let's talk about these fires. Like, oh man, what's going on in our oceans?
I have no clue. I thought that was so crazy. So, you sent me a link to a fire on the Gulf of Mexico. And
Yes.
I read the article, which was saying that it was a pipeline so far deep into the water, it bust, it ruptured, and all of a sudden we got this fire. So my thing was, it was constantly bubbling. It looked like the fire was underneath the water, and it just was coming up. And I'm like, how is that even humanly possible?
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. We all know that how oil and water works. Water is a lot more denser, oil is less dense, so oil will float. These are two compounds that just won't mix very well. They always stay separate. And like a lighter density, compared to heavy density, the lighter density will float always to the top. Like if you leave milk sitting for a long time, the saturated fat will float to the top, and all the water will sink to the bottom. So and of course that stuff is flammable. So the way it looked is, my question would be, to anybody out there who works on oil rigs, or or a chemist. The question would be, what started the fire? Two, why did they try to use water to put the fire out in water? That's my second question. And how did water burn underwater? Unless it was
You mean
now
oil burn
nobody.
underwater? Because it kind of
Yeah,
looked
yeah,
like to me. Okay. It
yeah,
kind of looked like to me, you know how a volcano erupts and the lava
yes,
is coming out of it. That's exactly how it looked like coming out the water. But
yes,
then they did what I think it was two more fires on the water that looked totally different than this particular fire that was actually literally bubbling out of the water.
yeah,
With those two fires, you could tell that it was oil on top. You can also tell that they put the fire, you know what I'm saying? They kind of started the fire. And it was a lot more lighter than what we saw um over on the on the Gulf. That
yeah,
one looked like it was a lot more heavier.
yeah. I think they're just backpedaling. They created a narrative to try to cover up the lie that they are doing on there. So whatever's going on, like the public don't really know what's up with that particular fire there in the Gulf. But what we do know is that the other two fires that they had in the ocean were set by them. They say they set it, and I think it's just a cover story to cover up what was going on in the Gulf. Um, I mean, if you want to go into conspiracy in this a little bit, like all this stems from this 40 megaton bomb that they set off at 100 miles off the coast of Florida.
Right.
Um,
And that's the thing that I wanted to get into next because it's like at the end of the day, what to me, while you telling me that you're testing, but here we have the bomb that went off, we have the fire in the water. And to me, it's like, what are you destroying down there? What are you trying to destroy down there?
yes, the story they gave us to test the buoyancy of naval ships to see how well they can take a concussion during battle is a crock. Because when you built these ships, you from an engineer point, you know how a ship buoyancy works when you're building these things. So, and you don't need to explode a 40 megaton bomb in the middle of the ocean, 100 miles off the coast of Florida, um, to test these ships. You don't need to do that. See,
Sure.
the problem is that the United States government is taking the people for a bunch of dummies. Now, granted, there are a few dummies out here, okay, but the I believe that although sometimes I have lose all my faith in humanity, I do believe that there are very smart, intelligent people out here that can clearly see through the smoke screen and the delusion. I mean, the distraction that the government is putting in front of us. There's a
Of
great,
course.
great deal going on. There's a very serious, I would say, war. I call it a war, a great war that has been in the news lately.
Say,
When was
say
the
that
last
again.
war? When was the last war you heard about?
That
Speaking
is
of
a good question, isn't it?
all of this, has been no wars, nowhere in Iraq, Iran, no wars. Where's the war at? Why are we
What
not in
would we
war right
need
now?
war for? And you know
But I'm
another thing? Wait a minute.
but,
Let's talk about another thing.
uh-huh.
Um, well, I don't hear that we're in debt either.
And what?
In debt. I haven't heard that we're in debt either.
Yeah, a lot of news we haven't heard about anything. The stock market is completely trashed. I don't know if you do anything with deal with the stock markets or anything. I do, and all my stock apps. I pulled all my money out of my stock apps because
Mm.
they just not. It just nothing. Even Bitcoin is down like zero. Like what is going on? Like here we are, blowing up oceans, setting off bombs. All the millionaires are trying to get off the planet.
They
You
are
know,
for sure.
they trying to get
I saw that
right.
Elon Musk was he a downsized to a tiny home. Like, what is that about?
Yep, yep, yep. You know, anytime he downsizes his home, they're sending their resources somewhere else. Because back in the day, all you gotta do is follow the money. You follow the money, you know what the government's doing, but you can't follow the money no more because there's nothing to follow.
There's no
It's like
money.
it's yeah, it's not even here on the planet,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. So the question then it becomes, what are they doing? What is this great big? It's always been a deception, but it's trying to, because people are uncovering these layers. It's not a deception anymore. So what are you guys really trying to do?
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Or what's going on? Or what's going its way here? You know, there's a lot of shit going on. Excuse my friend. A lot of stuff going on in space as well. You know, I read an article off of NASA's webpage, the official NASA's webpage. Of course, I had the apps and everything on my phone and my tablet, and I was just breeze through some articles trying to find some stuff going on with the sun, because and and everything else. And I ran across an article about the Planet Nine, you know, Planet Nine, Planet X, whatever you want to call it.
Mm.
But the NASA does not um, deny the exist of Nibiru, Planet X, or Nibiru, or Planet Nine, what do you want to call it? All they did was change the name. The planet that they're watching is, had that long orbit, every 36,000 years and all that kind of stuff like that. Well, now here we got this very large mini planet sized rock flying towards Earth. They call it a comet. But
Mhm.
yet scientists also put in quotations a small planet.
Mhm.
You know, so there's a lot going on above our head. And of course you see the Earth is reacting to it, all the other planets reacting to it. So I don't know what the big secret is. I can't put my finger on it. A lot of other people that I follow, speak to a lot on a regular basis, um, who are into this stuff, they have no idea. Everything's kind of, it's like kind of a blackouts going on right now.
Mhm.
And the only reason they put stuff on the news because everybody has cell phones. So
Right. Not only that, even if you, right, exactly. So if you have a cell phone, you're
yeah,
recording and you're letting people know. So you got to say something. You got to
yes,
say something to
please.
keep the things under control. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
whatever
I'm heading to
control that they
Florida.
can have.
Right. I'm heading to Florida next week, so I can't wait to see what washes up on the beach shores and beaches down there. I will surely take pictures and send it to you instantly.
All right, to you. All right, to you. I'm looking
Maybe I'll
forward to
find a
seeing it.
mermaid or something, or Aquaman's mom or some shit like that.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no clue what you're talking about.
I mean,
Those
they
type
set
of
up a
things
40,
doesn't exist.
right, a 40 megaton bomb went off 100 miles
Something's
off the coast
bound
of
to come
Florida.
up. Right.
Something bound to come wash up on the sea, more than dead fish and animal, whales and dolphins and whatever.
Yeah, but we'll never know. The mass media never know. But we got these people, these truth seekers that will definitely let you know. So
Hmm.
keep your eyes and your ears out.
That's
Anything
it. That's it.
else you want to talk about?
What was that? It was something else. Oh yeah, let me see if I can go across some local news I ran across here in good old Pennsylvania. So Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, the Ku Klux Klan, or the White Nationalists, did a march down in Philadelphia. Of course, there were no incidents. There were no. There was a few pushing and scuffling around, but nobody was hurt. No arrests, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a bunch of name calling and screaming and stuff like that. And this national group was their main office is located out of Texas that sponsored this march.
Mm-hmm.
As you watch the video, if you Google it, you can see the video. All the gentlemen are carrying have face masks on. They had these beige khaki BDUs with black shirts on. They were very uniformed, how they were and everything like that. And I just thinking that, okay, much as the nationalists exist, see, people understand there are going to be people who always disagree with something. You're going to have the black nationalists. You're going to have the anti-fascists. You're going to have these type of people um, who are always against something that that doesn't make sense, because racism doesn't make sense to me. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, and everything. But and then down there, they march and everything, which they had every right to march. I mean, okay, everybody in this country has the right to march. If we want
What
to
are they
do all
marching
black
for?
march, but whatever they believe in. If blacks want to get together and march, we have right to do that. If Indians or Native Americans would do it, They have everybody has their right to do it. It's all in words. We know how powerful words are, but sometimes weak people can't give off powerful words. And
I
and
can
and
agree
to
with
let
that.
and they're weak. They're weak. They won't uncover their faces. I think they're very weak people. But what made me laugh? Really laugh about the whole situation was when I went to the comments and watching the reaction to the videos. I'm and do it yourself. Most of the people that reacted negatively to the video were Caucasians. There's a few brothers and sisters on there, oh this, oh that, whatever, but they really reacted to that,
Hmm.
and I laughed at it. It felt like, wait a minute, and so when you kind of dip back in history during the civil rights acting activists, the civil rights march, and you can YouTube this as well because I did, and look at it, it's almost the same thing.
Hmm.
So we have a group of individuals who are causing a major distraction and fueling this race war. And the opposite of those individuals, meaning the other cultures. I hate to
Hmm.
say race because we all one race, but
Yeah.
the other cultures react. We have a tendency of reacting to it in a protective slash violent manner, which hangs us up. You know, um, because they say a few words and we kind of bang them in the mouth. That's how we roll, though. But still,
But at
and
the end of the day, you gotta realize hurt people. You know what I'm saying?
oh yeah,
So
it is. It's
we
about the
didn't
words.
start
Like
off like that, but because of the hurt from like I think we talked about it maybe a few
yeah,
podcasts ago, it's embedded in the DNA. So no, it may
right,
not have happened to me, but it happened to my relatives. And I still
right,
feel their pain, and we feel like, oh, we the ones that can stand up, and we gonna fight. Like
yeah.
that's just how
I
that
I
goes.
could definitely feel you on that point because like when I watch well busy watching YouTube on there's this kid that was accused of this back in the day was or whatever case may the house, black mother and her son, took the 16-year-old boy out the house and drug him away. And she did not see her son until he was on the morgue table. His face was disfigured and ripped apart, and they murdered him. And she had an open cast funeral because they were trying to cremate the boy's body. His mother said, "No,
No, show
we're
it.
going to bury him just like this, and we're going to show the world what they've done to him." That right there, I feel that. That
Hmm.
angers me. Like
Hmm.
that. And like first of all, I don't give a fuck what color your skin is. You come in my house with my boy, you gonna eat some lead, straight up, straight up. You gonna eat some lead. That's just the bottom line. And like that. So I feel that emotion, but that happened before my mom was born. She was just a kid. you know
It
so
doesn't stop the
so
fact
that
that
doesn't fuel
yeah.
my anger today about nationalists, but I feel that mother's pain that if that was to happen to me, boy, I would be you know
But the thing about it
very
is this,
irrational.
right? 'Cause so we only are affected by the things that we're taught, right? Let's just break it all the way down. If we were never taught that we were beat, raped, separated from our family members,
Hmm.
tortured and abused, and all those types of things, if we
Yeah.
were never taught that, um, there would be no reason of feeling of anger or wanting to fight. That's number one. You get what I'm saying? Like
Right.
we would have no kind of link to it. While we may feel a disposition of something not right, everybody has that something's not right. Everybody has that intuition, and we wouldn't be able to actually place a finger on it. But when
Right.
you tell me that my ancestor, my great great grandmother got raped, and my great great great
Right.
grandfather was hanging from a tree, and you show me these pictures, and that's a psychological thing. And so, of course, I'm mad, I'm angry, I'm upset, I feel some kind of way because this person looks just like me.
Yeah.
That could
Yeah.
be me. So that is why historically we feel that, and that's why historically we want to fight back because they couldn't, they did it.
Yeah. Well, actually, they did.
Well,
If you
some of
dig
them,
in the
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're digging the history, dude. Some of the
But
slaves
you have to
did a
go on the
coup.
fact of the things that we were taught. I was taught, well, I'm gonna say this: growing up in school, I didn't know that these people literally were fighting this whole time. I didn't know that I had ancestors that decided to jump off of a boat. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that back then.
Right. Yeah. Right. So I guess the thing would be is that the same what Morgan Freeman said during the interview. The interviewer, the media guy, asked him, "How do we solve the issue of racism? How do we
By
solve that?"
solving it.
And he said, "Stop talking about it."
Hmm.
He said, if it's up to him, he would not have Black History Month. Why do we need Black History Month for?
But it's the constant reminder of torture. You know what I'm saying? And for some
Yeah. Hold on a
reason,
second. Hold on. Oh, no, they hung up. But yeah.
and
But
for
that was his
some
point. Just stop talking
reason,
about it.
yeah, and for some reason, like I said, psychologically, they want to keep us at a certain type of level or a certain type of state. You know what
The
I'm
Great
saying? If
Distraction.
I know that
Yes.
these people got hurt me, I'm gonna hate you forever. And now I
Right.
gotta hate towards you that, and you didn't even do anything to me. But now I just don't like you. I don't like the police because I have a stigma of being scared of the police because of the, you know what I'm saying, consequences of things that happen. But
Yeah.
yeah, if we did not know, like I said, about Black history, how would we know?
Right. Right. Exactly. Great Distraction is among us. That's what it is. We've been living it.
Mm-hmm.
That is absolutely right. The Great Distraction. Okay, I
Mm-hmm.
would go, but anyway.
I mean,
So
help was on water. We just literally saw that.
right. I'm waiting for Jesus to pop out the sky and put that fire out.
We're not going there.
Yeah.
Anyway, what is the next thing you want to talk about?
uh, um. What else there? So that was the little Pennsylvania news there that happened this weekend, and happy Fourth of July to everyone. Um. Let's see what else. What else going on in the great world? What else were we talking about? It was something else.
I don't know. We've been
We
talking
talked about
about
the
a lot of
fires. We talked
different.
about this
We've been
and
talking about
everything.
the thing of the firmament, whatever.
Right. Right. Right.
Uh,
Right.
which
Big old
I had
permanent.
a little thing, a little history about that. You know how the Antarctica, right? How it's the it's a circle in the middle, right? But if you put it three dimensionally, like to make it a dome, do you know it goes around the whole edge of the earth and they act legitly have
Yes.
names? Yeah, I was looking at that.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Um,
saw that.
yeah. So it's a lot of things that we've been kind of getting into as far as
When
the
it.
firmament and the flat earth theory and all those types of things. Oh, but I did want to say this, and I think I'm going to send you this video just so that you can examine it yourself. And you guys, I think I'm going to put it up on YouTube also. So we went to go see the fireworks this weekend. And I kind of noticed something within the fireworks that I didn't. Well, maybe I never paid attention to it before.
Uh-huh.
You know how the fireworks go up in the air and it makes this loud noise and all that stuff, but there was an echo behind that that made me curious. Like, why would we
Oh,
have an
okay.
echo in a big open space?
Oh, actually, were there any structures around?
No, we were by the water.
Hmm. How long? Like when it exploded, how long did it take for the echo to come back?
Not that long. I I wouldn't even say 5 minutes, but
Yeah. Well,
it was
like
intriguing. So I said
it's
I'm gonna put it up.
fairly quickly. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
definitely have to look it up
to
and everything.
see. I'm definitely gonna put it up, and I would definitely like to hear you guys' comments. And again, there are things that is on the YouTube channel if you guys want to check that out. It's also consistently rolling, by the way. A lot of curious different things that has we have up there, and we really want your opinion about it. Gods of
Gods
Egypt.
of Egypt.
What do you want to talk
Uh-huh.
about that?
Let's see here. Let's talk about it. Who are the gods of Egypt? We have
Ra.
Osiris. We have
Mm-hmm.
Ra. We have Horus.
We have
In
Set,
fact,
right?
I was speaking about Osiris the other day because my daughter had a dream of. She said she had a dream of this guy who had a dog head, and she said she don't understand why he had a dog head, but he was giving her different symbols and signs and stuff, and she was trying to tell him, "I don't understand what you're saying," but he wouldn't let. She would not let him get close to her because she was afraid that he was going to bite her because of his dog head, and he was very, very tall. And she's telling me this, and the whole time I'm thinking to myself, I'm thinking about Horus, because
Mhm.
I mean, I'm sorry, not Horus, I'm Osiris, because you look at the Egyptian what's he has the dog head. Um, and I said, well, I told her, I didn't tell her what I was thinking. I said, well, I don't know what your dream was about and why. If you can remember the symbols and stuff, trying to draw them down and everything to the best of your recollection. And but I want you to look up this Egyptian god named Osiris and tell me what you think about him. But I didn't tell her anything else after that. So I'm waiting for her to
Mhm.
call me back and know she does it, and she probably would freak out if that looks like
And she
anything in
finds
her
out,
dream.
yeah. Mhm.
And she's gonna
But
yell
the
like, "You
question
must know
is,
about it."
because people are getting a lot of these what they would call spirit messages, spirit guides,
Yeah.
and these people are kind of like talking to them in dreams, or like, why do you think
Yes.
that they're trying to get in contact with us? Why do you think that African, as we call it in America, African Americans today are getting deeper into that type of spirituality? What do you think is drawing them to that? Because I didn't know.
Uh,
I knew that Egyptians had other gods, if say so to say, so to
yeah.
speak. But to actually know exactly what and who they were, wasn't really worshiping.
Right.
From
Right.
my understanding, they were getting teachings from them. So to actually get into that and understand that, it draws you more to it. So.
Yeah. So with me, you know me, I'm always come out the left field. So
Mhm.
when they call them gods, and what is a god? Is it a supernatural entity that can manifest into our world? Is this an alien? Is this a stronger, knowledgeable human? What would they consider a god back there? And according to the depictions on the wall, there had been something of not this planet because they had bird heads, dog heads, heads of reptilians, heads of different species, tigers and lions and stuff like that. So, and these things spoke, and it all kind of correlates with even Chinese religion because they said the dragon is what taught them everything they know today. So the dragon know and everything. So, and I have a little theory on dragons too that I found out the other day, kind of flipped me out. But um, so my thing is that if these gods are coming back today speaking to us, then these are not the gods that we would think of religiously or spiritually. These are the gods, these are supernatural beings that can do telepathic, telekinesis, and so forth, that can live for thousands of years like they did then. Who said they ever died? You know, or all of them ever died. And if they are communicating with us, why now? And why 30, 40, 50 years ago? Why not 100 years ago, 400 years ago, when all the African Americans or Black were enslaved? Why did it stop then? Why now? What's going
There's
on?
some
So
things, right?
me,
Some things, even if you want to, even I know you don't want to go there, but even in the biblical sense, some things do have to come into fruition. So while man can try their best to make and predict future, or make things of what we read exist, some things like you explained to me, the devil got to tell some truths. You know what I'm saying? So eventually they knew that somebody was going, you know what I'm saying, get these this information, this kind of connection to something else. They knew that that was going to happen again. So they had to tell, you know what I'm saying, they had to tell anyway.
so they got awful timing then, because 300,
Why?
400 years ago, 300, 400 years ago was awful to be a human being. It was awful. The times today is a lot more calmer than 400 years ago. 400
But do you
years
not
ago.
think that those people got those same spiritual guidance and all that stuff like that? I do believe that they did, but you got to think about it. It was think about it. Even in Jesus' time, it was blasphemy. You were going against God. Uh, some people were stoned to death. You had demons, so they didn't talk about those things as prevalently as they're talking now. And people don't have the internet. They didn't have the internet like they do now to get the information to know. Oh man, you know what they was talking about was something totally different from what they make it seem that everything is so devilish and evil.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we don't know if they don't have internet back then or not. We don't know anything other than what we were taught
That's
and what
true.
comes out of those books.
That's
To
true.
be honest with you, and it's still like, why now? It doesn't defeat. When things come to me personally, I do not trust anything. I don't care what it is. It can tell me whatever it wants. I'm an angel. I'm a messenger of God. I'm this. I'm that. I'm not. I hear what you're saying, but I'm not going to obey or heed to you because I don't know you. Especially if you're something that I'm not used to. I just can't go to anybody and go, hey, this spirit walked to me today and said, huh, this is going to happen. Oh, really? Oh, well, okay, let's go do that. No, it doesn't work that way. So when these people get these messages, and I hope they really are very careful on what's being told to them and how they go about it. If it's good, great. I'm not saying all entities are not benevolent, but um, a lot of them aren't. Because we still don't know where these things come from. What are they? Are they dead humans? Dead giants? Dead aliens? Dead what? Where do these spirits come from? There are tons of them. You know, um, and that goes back to the biblical. A third of the angels follow Satan to earth. Okay, where are they all at? Who are they? What are their names? What happened when they all came back here? We all know what happened to Satan, but what happened to them?
We
So
don't really know what happened to Satan either, though.
exactly. So that's one thing. When it comes to the God of Egypt's, and there are a lot of stories about them, a lot of very interesting story about them, and a lot of this stuff is in movies that we watch today, and stuff. I'm just very, very careful because our sweet old government is waking up and pissing off somebody or something, and people are feeling it around the world. We all are.
Not only that,
It's
they're doing certain things that we definitely need to question. Like, why were we so shut? It's not like didn't have diseases before. Why did it shut the whole world down?
right.
It's not like why were they giving away so much money? Why are they
Hmm.
messing with the waters? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
what is
And why
going
is Bill
on
Gates
with
the world's powerfulest doctor? Are you kidding me?
what is going on with the skies? Why does he
Right.
decide that he wants to take what he owns? What like 70% of our food
The,
products
the um
is
the farm
farming.
the farmland
What's
in the
going
United
on?
States. He tried to block out the sun. He wants to block the sun out.
That makes no sense.
He wants to
Why?
create a chemical like and put it in the atmosphere to block out the sun.
See,
Yes,
that's
he
what I'm
does.
saying. These are the questions that we need to ask. Like, I understand, and even like I said, for Christians and the things that we are supposed to look out for, and maybe
Right.
it's not in the way that the Bible actually says, because believe it or not, the Bible has been translated several, many different ways and times. But
Yes.
we do need to keep a eye for watch. I feel like the news is a distraction, but also the internet does have other things that the news does not tell us.
Right.
Um, we do need to. Something is happening. Something is
Yes, it
happening.
is.
They're scared
I
of
starting
someone.
to
The fact that
notice
they're
that.
letting us know that they have a hologram, that tells you something. You
You
know what I'm
you heard
saying?
about the hologram with Michael Jackson? How it pissed people
Mhm.
off?
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Unbelievable.
Mhm.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Not like, what are you really trying to do? The Bible tells us about a firmament. What does that really mean? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
we
Right.
definitely need to. I mean,
Every religion
Like
culture
you
talks about the
said,
firmament.
yeah, but like you said in the Bible, I mean, there's things in the Bible that is absolutely due to lack of knowledge, my people will perish. Study to show thyself approved. Seek,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Seek, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and everything else will be added unto you. It's just certain things that you definitely we need to question. Like, what is really going on? And I know life has a way of having its own distractions. You got all have bills and issues and problems and family and this and that. It's definitely, but that is what the importance of sitting still and worship for Christians, as you call it, meditation, prayer, quiet time to yourself. Give you time to look up some stuff and thinking. All
Yeah,
of this stuff. We definitely need it because something's going on. Something is going on.
it is very much so. Very
Something.
much so.
Anything
That
else
is
you?
also. I hear the sweet birds singing in the background.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that. But my thing is that I'm heading to Florida next week, and this hurricane's come up the coast. So I hope it gets in there, does its damage, and get the heck out before I get down there.
Nothing gonna happen to you because you're not scared of nothing. So therefore, who's gonna mess with you? They're not taking you nowhere. You're not no use to them or
I
whoever.
just want to run down on the beach and try to see if anything washed up, and then I'm gonna go to Disneyland and see if I can find Mr. Walt's head inside a cryogenic chamber
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah, 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 yeah. He did supposedly did that, didn't he? With the
Yeah,
cryo state.
yeah, he
Yeah.
had to cut his head off, put it in cryosleeves, because he wants to come back. You know, good and damn well they ain't gonna let that man come back here.
For
They
what?
didn't they didn't spend all his money. Right? Why you want to come back here for? Well, how millionaires are. They get rich. They don't want to let go none of their fortune. They want to live forever. They want to be gods. They want to be gods.
He
That's
come
what it
back.
is.
He come back as somebody else as a poor man. How he gonna feel
Yeah,
about that?
he gonna come back as a poor black man.
Mm-hmm.
Get pulled up by a white cop and get his butt beat up.
Yeah.
Bill Gates gonna come back as a baby in Wuhan, China.
Oh, you so goofy. Ha ha ha. I don't
Give him taste his
know,
own
but
medicine.
it
I
is.
think that man's a lizard. I'll keep telling you that man's a lizard. He's not human.
Who
I
is
thought
at this
you
point?
think Mark Zuckerberg was a human. I think Bill Gates is definitely not human. I think he eat flies and maggots for dinner every night.
I mean, well, they done told us it's okay for us to eat bugs in our food at this point. So
Right, right, because that's what they're eating.
I
That's
mean,
like what they're eating. They eating bugs and larvae and everything like that to hold up their metabolism. It may be because of the sun. The sun's radiation. You ever notice that the sun feels hotter on your skin?
sometimes.
Today, today I was walking around, it felt more hot on my left arm than my right arm, and I thought that was kind of weird. I don't know.
Maybe you needed more sun gazing on your right arm than you did your
Than the
left
left,
arm.
because my left arm is my driving arm, faces close to the window, so then they're always in the sun. But I've had noticed that the sun is more intense and
Mm.
everything and stuff. So
It looks smaller than when I remember when I was a
yes,
kid. I
that's
must
it.
say that. For me to be able to look at the sun, maybe it was my own imagination, but it looks like the sun is way more smaller than what it was when I was a kid.
Yeah,
It looks so
way
huge
small and
and
not as
massive
bright.
growing up. Yeah. So I
Oh,
don't know.
amazing. Amazing. I'm going to continue my digging and research, see what's going on the web. But I try to surf the regular web.
Mhm.
There's a whole lot of junk stuff on it, junk information, or these people out here who put up this different disinformation. So I find myself going to the dark web a little bit, and kind of snooping around in there because I know there's a lot of people been going there lately, getting out a lot of information and
Mhm.
stuff. I saw on the
Oh, we
dark
are in the
web.
devil's playground, that's for sure. So,
Definitely. I
what
saw
can
on
we
the
say?
um I saw on the dark web and I started to upload the video and put it up. Um they found a giant squid egg and the diver was swimming next to the egg and the cameraman diver was taking a picture of the diver. This egg was looked like it could fit 4 or 5 guys inside of it. of this egg floating in
And
the
this is a
ocean.
squid egg.
The, not a squid, the giant squid, the one that's supposed to be extinct, the giant squid. But they're
And then it
saying,
brings me back to the conversation of with the fires in the water and the bombing of the water. What are you hiding? What
yeah,
you
what are
get
you
what I'm
trying to
saying?
destroy
What
it?
are you trying to kill? What is it
Yes,
that we do not know? Like again, you got movies of mermaids and stuff, but mermaids aren't real. You know what I'm saying? Like what are you hiding from us? We know
right.
about the great what is it Atlantic, but the Atlantic isn't real. What are you hiding from us? What is going on? Like, what is
Oh
going?
boy,
Like you said, what?
you there?
Yeah,
Right,
I'm
right.
here.
Lost the audio a little bit,
I'm
but you're
sorry.
right.
I don't know. This world is crazy, 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 crazy.
It is.
And you guys stay prayed up, positive, seek Jesus, God, divine, great divine creator, whoever it is that your soul is connected to. Please stay connected because that's the only way. That's the only freedom you got, really.
That's it.
The
That's
only
it. And
freedom
they
you
want that
got.
too.
Can't
They
take
want you to
that from
download
you.
your soul. Yeah,
They
they want to
can't take
download your
that from
soul.
you if you know what your freedom is. They can't take that. That's the only way you free by knowing the truth. So,
Right. Exactly.
mhm. I've never felt so. I'm not gonna say free, but I'm gonna say at ease because I still
Yeah.
go through my little times, but I feel more at ease. It's not a what is it? Sin. You know, Jesus
Yeah.
coming, whatever. The fear of God. It's not such a chokehold on me now.
Yeah.
You get what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Yeah.
it's just a little
Good.
bit better. So I'm
Good
getting
deal.
better. I'm learning to control emotions and not let things uh mess up my whole day. Cause I mean, what's the point?
Yeah.
Like so.
You gotta find that button, that little button inside you that you have this, that I don't give a blank blank button. Learn how to use that more often.
Yeah, I think some of us though are here to just be nice. That's okay. You can be nice.
Yeah. Like prostitutes are here to service, right?
I'm just saying, some of us are here just to be nice. That's the balance, you know. That is the balance.
Right.
So we gonna get up out of here, people. Is there anything else you want to talk about, Enlil?
No, I'm gonna go check in here and try to work my way back home
All right,
and
people. We
stuff.
gonna get up out of here, please. Again, come chat with us. We really want to hear from you guys. I know
That's
it's gonna
right.
take a minute before we can get what we need to get to, but we definitely want to know what you guys want. It's
That's
on your mind, what you see, what you hear, because great minds think alike, and they say where one or two, excuse me, two or more are gathered, that's where he is in the midst. So, please come join us. Thank you for chatting with us, and we will holla at you next time.
that's
Bye
right.
now.
All right. See ya.
Be safe. Bye.
I will.